In Illustrator, you can edit and combine paths and shapes in different ways to achieve what you want. This is page 96 of Lesson 3. This includes working with the Width tool, outlining shapes, the Shape Builder tool, and Pathfinder effects, and the Eraser tool. And there's other features that we'll be looking at in the next chapter, which is transforming artwork. Not only can you adjust the stroke width and the alignment of the strokes, but you can also alter regular stroke widths by using the Width tool, which is this squiggly looking thing over here, or by applying width profiles to the stroke. This allows you to create a variable width along the stroke of a path. We're going to use the Width tool to create the base for another lamp. Well, let's go pick up the Line tool again. And we're going to click somewhere in the middle of the artboard, and in the line segment tool options dialog box, change the length to 1.5 and leave the rest of the settings, which is 270 degrees at the default, and just click OK. Now look at your stroke color. Right now I don't have a stroke. Make sure that the color is set to black, that there's no fill color. This is really important. And that the stroke weight is 1 point. Now, pick up your tool, your magnification, and with the zoom tool, click twice on the line. We want to zoom into it. Whoops, cancel. I didn't deselect somehow. There it is. Pick up the zoom once, twice, and now pick up your Width tool. Position the pointer over the middle of the line and look at the pointer now has a plus symbol next to it. That means if you click and drag, you can edit the stroke. Click and drag to the right, click on the line, drag out, and as you drag, you're stretching the stroke to the left and the right equally. Get your measurement labels so side 1 and side 2 are approximately 0.29 inches, so 29 100ths of an inch. We're dragging out kind of slow here, 0.25, 27, 28, a little bit more, 29, 292 is fine. The new point that's filled with blue on the original line is called the width point. The lines extending from the width point, those blue lines, those are the handles. Width points created at a center or at a direct select anchor point stick to the anchor point during basic editing of the path. Now, deselect by clicking in a blank area. Go back and position the pointer over the path again, and the width point that you just created is going to appear. You'll see it right there. It's that little circle. The width point you see in the line with the pointer is where a new point would be created if you were going to click there. So we want to position over the original width point, and when you see the lines extending from it and the pointer change, drag up a little bit. So we're going to change it. We're going to click on it and we're going to pull it up. Aside from clicking and dragging to add a width point to a path, we're just going to drag that up a little bit there. You can also double click and enter values in the dialog box. So the next thing we're going to do is that. Position the pointer over the top anchor point of the line, and you'll notice that you get a wavy line on your pointer. The word anchor should come up. There it is. Double click on that point. That's going to open up the dialog box and give you another width there. So we're going to change side 1 to 0.2 of an inch, And side 2, we want to keep this lamp symmetrical so it doesn't fall over. Again, 0.2. Whoops, I didn't get that all out of there. 0.2. And click OK. The width point edit dialog box allows you to adjust the sides together or separately using more precision. Clicking the adjust widths proportionally button would have linked side 1 and side 2 so that they adjust together. If you select the adjust adjoining width points option, any changes you make to the selected width point affects the neighboring width points as well. So now we're going to double click the bottom anchor point and repeat step 7 to make the stroke widths the same at the top and bottom. So I can do the same thing, adjust width points like that, and chain that together. And let's see what happens if we do OK. Is that going to change it? Didn't do it. Oh, that's because I didn't change it. Let me back up and let me double click again. Ah, I wasn't paying attention. Let me join this and change this to 2/10 of an inch. Hit my tab button. It changes both of them, and I'm going to say OK to that. You can also duplicate a width point if you want, which is something we're going to do next. We're going to position the pointer over the bottom point of the line. Okay? I'm going to click and hold down my Alt button. On a Mac, you're going to do the Option. And I'm going to click and drag up. Oh, it's not working. Yes, it did. No, there it goes. Nope. Okay, I've got to hold down my Option button, click, and drag. There we go. Click and drag up. And looking at how far I want to go, I just want to take it up a ways there, and that's good. Now I can release the mouse button and then my modifier key. Now, if I position my pointer over the right side of the width handle, which is right there, and drag to the right until I see side 1 and side 2 are going to be about 42/100. So 0.42 there. Good. Now, if I position the pointer over the edge of the stroke above the last point, right about here, and click and drag in, I can see, drag in until I see a side 1 width of about 0.24. So 24/100, that's pretty close right there. There it is. Next, we're going to position the pointer between the top width point and the second width point, and we're going to drag that in again until we see a side 1 of about 14/100, 12, 13, somewhere around there is good, 14/100 of an inch. Okay, now just so that you know, if you use your Option key on a Mac or your Alt key while you're dragging a width point handle, you'll only adjust the side that you're dragging on. Okay, I'll show you how this works. I'm holding down my Alt button and I'm going to pull out. It's only that one side. And I'm going to undo Control Z to put everything back. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is select the rectangle tool in the Tools panel. Click and hold if you still have the ellipse. There's the rectangle tool. And in the blank area above the lamp we just created, click to open the dialog box. And we're going to create a rectangle that is 1.5 inches wide, with a height of 8/10 and select OK. Now, change the fill color to an orange that's got the C0, magenta 80. Let's see if I can find that one. C0, magenta 80, yellow 95, black is 0. That's the one we want. And we want the stroke weight to stay at 1 point. And let me get rid of that dialog box by hitting the Escape key, pick up my selection tool, and I'm going to drag that rectangle so that it's centered over the top and that it intersects. Oh, it comes down just a little bit over the top of my lamp. Next, we're going to use the width tool to edit one side of the stroke rather than both, as we've been doing. So, with the rectangle still selected, select the width tool in the Tools panel, and we're going to Option Drag width tool. We're going to Option Drag the top middle of the stroke up. Let's see, there's the middle. And I'm going to Alt drag up. Okay. We want approximately 1/10. Drag up a little bit more. 8, 9, 9, 7. There it is. 9, 7. Oh, that's as close as I'm going to get to that. And we're going to drag down on the other one.